why you wouldn't last 24 hours buried alive. Now, realistically, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm definitely giving up within the first 2 hours. I'm definitely giving
your
up.
pulse
God damn, nigga. Jesus Christ, that bitch was loud.
Nothing. The doctor gave a sad nod and said, "You're gone." Everyone in your family cried, and before you could say, "Hey, wait, I'm not actually," boom, blackout. Now you're 6 feet under in a box. And you're, very...
Bro, do you understand that? Like, it takes... Niggas gotta... You gonna probably wake up before they do all of that shit, bro. Because you gotta... Niggas gotta do the service, the open casket. Realistically, I feel like getting buried alive is a possibility, but you would have to have the most, like, unlucky situation of all time to even touch the casket. Keep it a buck. To even get to the point where they're carrying you down that bitch. Not gonna lie. Y'all ever seen them niggas drop the casket before? Yeah, nah. You over here dropping family members, nigga. Come on, lock in.
Much away. You might as well be dead because being buried alive today is way worse than it was in the past. Hold on, let me explain. Throughout history,
they definitely...
fear of being buried alive was so strong that people invented safety coffins. Boxes with bells, flags, or breathing tubes just in case someone woke up underground. In the 1800s, some even had glass panels for viewing, or strings tied to the corpse's hand, so a movement could ring a bell above ground. But in the modern era, with airtight coffins and heavy machinery, those old safety measures are long gone. So joke's on you, because now you're in a coffin, a real one.
Like
the kind with a velvet lining and just enough space for you to lie still and wonder if this is a prank or the worst escape room ever. You try to scream, but your voice hits solid wood. You try to move, but your elbows slam into the sides. And then
you might be cooked.
The air,
you might
or
be
more
cooked.
specifically, the lack of it. There's only about 820 liters of air in here. Sounds like a lot, right? Yeah,
No,
until you realize
no.
only 20% of that is oxygen. That gives you around 164 liters of O2 to work with. On average, a human breathes about half a liter of air with every breath. So if you're breathing normally, you've got maybe 5.5 hours tops before the air runs out. A modern coffin is basically a luxury panic room with no panic button. It's sealed tight. Most coffins are actually watertight and airtight. Plus, you are buried under 6 feet of dirt that weighs about 2,000 pounds.
Damn!
So forget the whole punch through the lid and claw your way to freedom fantasy. Unless your name is Hulk or you...
2,000 pounds, boy! Yeah, I'm cooked. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, just give up, bro. I'm not gonna... Give up! Give up! Start your next life. Know what I'm saying? Wherever that may take you. Just start that out.
You've secretly been lifting tractors in your free time. That dirt is not moving. Even if by some miracle you manage to break the coffin lid, the dirt would instantly collapse in. And all this is just the first 15 minutes where you are just realizing everything. You haven't even hit hour 1 yet. You're now 15 minutes in and your body is starting to freak out. Your heart's pounding so hard it feels like it's trying to escape too. Your breathing locks into this quick, shallow pattern, and no matter how much you try to slow it down, you can't. Your brain's in full...
Basically, bro, saying you about to have an anxiety attack. Nigga, I remember my first anxiety attack. Oh my God. She caused it. I ain't gonna lie. The bitch caused it. Shout out to her.
Panic mode, flooding your system with adrenaline like you're being chased. Except there's no running from this. Your muscles tense, your chest rises faster, everything feels weird and on edge. You can't move, you can't fight, but your body doesn't care.
Yeah,
it's reacting like you're supposed to be sprinting for your life,
he's
and that
literally
reaction
describing an
comes at a
anxiety
price.
attack.
You're burning through oxygen way faster than normal. 2 to 3 times faster depending on how hard you're panicking. And every breath you take is making it worse. There's no fresh air coming in, just the same shrinking supply being recycled over and over. The air starts to feel heavier, not in a dramatic movie way, in a real physical way. Like the room is pressing in on you. Your chest feels tighter, your head starts to fog, and you haven't even been down here an hour. You're now 30 minutes in and your body's trying to settle into a rhythm, but it's failing miserably. 1 second, you're breathing too fast. Next, you're holding your breath like that's gonna save oxygen. It won't. All it does is mess with your lungs and confuse your brain even more. You start to feel lightheaded, but not from lack of air, just from your body panicking in circles. At first, the hyperventilating tricks you. You dump carbon dioxide too quickly and get this brief, fake sense of control. Like, okay, I've got this. But you don't, because every breath still leaves CO2 behind. And in this sealed box, there's nowhere for it to go. It just sits there, building up, mixing with the shrinking supply of oxygen and turning every breath into a worse one. And then the silence turns on you. Every single sound, your breathing, your heartbeat, your throat tightening starts echoing back. You can hear every wheeze, every swallow, every little movement. It's all trapped with you, bouncing off the walls like your body's playing a soundtrack of stress. You're about halfway through the first hour, and the air isn't just stale anymore.
You literally not even lasted 2 hours.
It's heavier now. Your lungs feel damp and your skin feels sticky. It's because carbon dioxide is building fast, 1%, then 2%. And your body knows it. Your brainstem kicks in automatically like it's hitting an internal alarm you can't shut off. Your head starts to feel strange and you start to feel a little pressure behind your eyes. It's a slow, dull weight of a headache that's just beginning. You're still conscious, still thinking, but it's getting harder to stay sharp. Your thoughts have started to form way slower, like your brain's lagging. As your brain starves for oxygen and drowns in carbon dioxide, your sense of
the long lost hose has returned. Yo, Senju, you was right. I had to break it to you, but you was right. You was right about the Song Wars. Nigga, shit was still lit though. But you was right.
Reality starts to warp. You might begin to hear voices that aren't there, or see flashes of light.
What happened? Yo, like niggas was crashing. Niggas was crashing, bruh. Niggas was crashing during the Song Wars. But yeah, bro, you're not lasting in this bitch at all. You're not lasting in this bitch. Yeah, the Song Wars.
Light in the darkness. Some people report feeling like they're floating outside their own body, or that time is stretching and looping back on itself. And this isn't just panic anymore. It's because your brain chemistry is changing, your blood's pH is shifting, your brain's trying to adjust, but you're already off balance. Every breath is loading in more CO2. And the more you inhale, the more it clouds everything. You're now drifting into hour 2 and everything starts to hit harder. Carbon dioxide levels are pushing past 3%, heading toward 5%. At that point, your body isn't just uncomfortable, it's in distress. That much CO2 triggers a sharp response in the brainstem, flooding your system.
Obviously, this nigga's about to inform us, but I don't care. What happens if you only breathe in CO2? Rapid loss of consciousness and death. CO2 is a waste product of human God damn it. And while it presents the air we breathe out, it must be expelled from the body. Blase, blase. Here's a more detailed breakdown. CO2 displaces oxygen in the lungs, preventing oxygen from reaching the bloodstream and vital organs. Okay. Within seconds of breathing pure CO2, a person will lose consciousness due to oxygen starvation. Damn, nigga. We're cooked. I'm telling you, bro. If oxygen deprivation continues for more than a minute, brain damage and eventual death can occur. Yo, yeah, you're actually, nah.
With signals to breathe harder, even though the air isn't helping anymore. Your hands begin to shake. Your heart's pounding not just from fear, but because your blood chemistry is breaking down. The CO2 buildup is now causing acidosis, a condition that messes with your nervous system, muscles, and even your brain function. You're fully awake but starting to feel disconnected. Your thoughts feel jammed. You try to take a deep breath, but there's no relief.
How many people y'all think died in a coffin, bro? Like, actually died in a coffin. And you know what's crazy? That number, we'll never know that number. Like, actually, we'll never know that number.
Because the air has started to work against you. You're just past the 2-hour mark and your brain's trying to buy itself time. It increases blood flow to stay alert, hoping to grab whatever oxygen is left in the air. but that just speeds up the burn. The more blood rushing in, the faster your brain uses up the oxygen. Your heart is beating faster to keep up, but there's simply not enough left to go around. You're closing in on hour 3, and your lungs are starting to push back. Breathing in is hard, but breathing out is worse. Your chest feels tight, like your lungs are swelling, but the air has nowhere to go. That's expiratory dyspnea, basically your body struggling to force air out. Every breath starts costing more energy than it gives back. Your diaphragm is working overtime just to keep air moving. It's burning with exhaustion.
Damn.
You're stuck in this loop of fast...
I'm over here trying to recreate it. What's wrong? Do I want to die? Basically me on a daily basis, bro. Nah, bro, you gotta like, bro. This is
Shallow
so bad.
breathing, and all it's doing is making things worse. The more you breathe, the more carbon dioxide you make. The more CO2, the faster the oxygen disappears. You're running out of air and speeding it up just by staying alive. You're now 3 hours in and the damage is critical. Oxygen levels are nearly 0.
Why the hell would I even reach? I wouldn't even reach 3 hours. Like, I feel like you would be done in 2 if this happened in this way. Like, there's no way in hell you reach in 5. The only way you reach in 5 is if you're actually calm and collected and you ain't even stressing about this shit, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Because why the hell? He literally described a panic attack earlier. Do y'all know how panic attack works? Anxiety and panic attack works? You literally try to grab all the air in the world and place it inside your body and realize that you fucking can't. So what do you do in return? You breathe out. But here's the problem. Since you just tried to do that, when you breathe out, he already described the shit, bro. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
And has reached 8 to 10%. A level that's not just dangerous, it's toxic. At this concentration, CO2 begins to directly impair brain function. You're still conscious, but your mental clarity is collapsing. The brain, which normally uses about 20% of your body's oxygen, is no longer getting what it needs. Neurons start misfiring. Memory, coordination, and focus all begin to degrade. You can't think in full sentences anymore, just short, broken fragments. Even your sense of time starts to slip. You're not unconscious yet, but you're falling into a fog your brain can't pull you out of. Your heart is under extreme stress. It's pumping at 130 to 150 beats per minute, trying to deliver oxygen that isn't there. This forces your circulatory system into chaos. Blood pressure fluctuates wildly. The blood itself becomes more acidic as CO2 builds, disrupting the delicate balance your organs rely on. Muscles twitch from oxygen.
Well, realistically, when we need to do an autopsy, by the time, how the fuck would you make it past the autopsy? How would you make it? How would? I'm cooked. Yo, nah, they would have to skip so many steps in order for this to happen. You would literally have to be the unluckiest person on the planet for this to happen in this way. Like, it's bad.
Nerve signals misfire. Your entire system is destabilizing. And unlike a sudden collapse where the brain shuts down quickly, this is slow hypoxia. That means you stay awake through it, long enough to feel every decline, every failure in your system as it happens in real time. You're now 4 hours in and the system is collapsing. Scientific estimates say a human in a sealed space with 164 liters of oxygen breathing calmly might survive around 5.5 hours.
See what I'm saying?
But panic changes everything. You've been burning through oxygen at 2 to 3 times the normal rate for hours.
Exactly.
That theoretical limit, you passed it a while ago. At this point, oxygen levels have dropped below the threshold needed to keep you conscious. You're entering the final phase, organ shutdown. Your body's acting like it's drowning, but instead of water, it's suffocating in toxic air. The brain is taking irreversible damage. Neurons are dying. You may start to convulse not from movement, but from electrical misfires in a brain that's out of fuel. Carbon dioxide has now reached 15 to 20%. That level triggers severe respiratory acidosis. Your blood becomes so acidic that cells start to break down. Enzymes malfunction. Organs begin to shut down in sequence. This is no longer about struggling, it's a biological free fall. By the 5th hour, there's nothing left to fight with. The heart, overwhelmed and deprived of oxygen, gives out. The brain, too damaged to function, shuts down. Those last few breaths, they're almost pure carbon dioxide. No oxygen, no chance of recovery. Asphyxiation in a sealed coffin is silent. There are no dramatic signs, no marks, just a body that stops quietly, completely.
I'm not necessarily scared of this, but like, nigga, damn, just saying?
And with nothing left to work with.
Imagine
You're
going
now
out like
past
this
the
for real.
5th hour, the fight's over, but your body's not done changing. Once the heart stops, your cells start breaking down almost immediately. It's called autolysis. Your own enzymes begin digesting you from the inside out. There's no more blood flow, no oxygen, and no way to clear waste. Everything just stops and your body becomes a chemical clock, ticking down into decay. In a sealed coffin 6 feet underground, things move differently than above ground. At that depth, the soil stays cool, around 45 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit, so you don't rot as fast. But you're also cut off from air, insects, and scavengers. That changes how your body breaks down. Instead of bugs, it's bacteria, anaerobic bacteria, the kind that thrive without oxygen. They start working fast, releasing gases like hydrogen sulfide, methane, and more CO2. That gas buildup makes your body swell, especially within the first 3 to 5 days. Rigor mortis kicks in within the first 24 hours. But you're locked in whatever position you died in. Arms clenched, jaw tight, spine curled. There's no stretching out after. The position you took your last breath in becomes permanent. Over the next few weeks, soft tissue breaks down. Your
skin
do we
need
might
all
blister, peel, or darken.
We got our answers 5 minutes ago.
Coffin, decomposition is slower than if you'd been left exposed.
It's bad.
Yet faster than if you were buried deep.
I'm gonna keep it about. We just gonna move on, bro. It's bad, but yeah, we understand it. We understand it. Don't let this happen to you. And if it did happen to you, 9 times out of 10, you're cooked. Not even 9, 11 times out of 10. You're cooked. So for anyone that's planning on attempting this challenge here, make sure you have supervision and a clock for about 2 hours. Because 5 not gonna do it. Anyone ever tell you you look like Kai Cenat? I appreciate that, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm the greatest streamer in life.